Welcome back to another episode of Wake Up and Live with Bob. Um, I just recently returned from Jamaica. Hadn't been there in 2 years, and that was kind of unusual. I don't normally stay away that long, but because of COVID restrictions and the lockdown and things, I decided I wasn't gonna make any travel there, any travel anywhere until there's some stability. But then I developed the courage, and I went, and it was really good to be home. Of course, everybody told me, "Oh, you put on a lot of weight, man," because and yes, I did. I guess I put on more than I normally carry, but it was really good to be home. Um, I took immediate note of the roadways and development infrastructure and different kind of developments. I noticed a lot more things happening. There's growth in the society. You can see it in buildings and homes. You can see it roadways and infrastructure. You can see it in business organizations. It's much easier to do a lot of things. Each year that goes by, things feel more and more um, like some of the conveniences you have in developed countries are easily found in Jamaica. More and more they're easily found, and I feel a sense of growth. Now there are some things that either are staying the same or you know um, are not as good. But yes, I do feel growth. I see people I went to school with in their career and their occupations are changing. People are investing more. Um, People are having good career going for them. But that's generally though the people who are educated and are perhaps privileged or even upwardly mobile people because you know we all know you don't need education to actually push yourself forward, but it does do a whole lot to ensuring that you do well. And I'm pleased to see in the last 2 years I've been back to see a lot of people moving forward. A lot of different, consumer goods and business services that generally you'd have to struggle to find. I did see a lot of those available. Just a general growth in a nutshell. However, they are the the social ills and the social stagnations um, here and there that bothers one's sensibility. And you know, um, I want to be careful how I say this because I don't want to offend anyone. But I notice a lot of people I know um, struggle with social development and personal growth. Much of it has nothing to do with the country itself, but with the individuals themselves. All right. You could be in the most challenging uh, economic environment and still move forward if you are a person to push yourself or show some initiatives. I take note quickly of this malaise that a lot of people seem to be seem to find themselves in and refuse to, or perhaps unable to pull themselves out of. And I see some contributing factors. When I make an assessment of what it is that might be holding a lot of these people back, and I don't want anyone thinking I'm running rough shots over anybody by saying making an assessment. These are people I know personally around me, and I see a lot of people who it seems you know, um, the reason for their lack of upward mobility has to do with the refusal or the not having taken advantage of further education. After high school, they just stop and they start looking for the big break, um, you know, not making any changes that might be necessary to get those things. I see a general lack of enterprise. You know, people sitting down. Oh well, we can't find no work, so me nah do nothing. You know what I mean? Or me can't do nothing. Or the government now go on to nothing. Um, Enterprise is something we should at all times exercise, even if we don't have a visual of an opportunity. So, for example, if you can't get a job that you think can feed your family, you perhaps need to make a job. If it means picking up bottles and selling bottles, that's a job. You have to make that um, that effort, at least, because no one owes you a job. Government does not owe you a job. No private company owes you a job. You're not entitled to any of these things from people. You must understand that you are actually responsible for your well-being and the well-being of the people you bring into the world, that you call children, right? So this lack of ambition struck me as, a lot of people struggle with that lack of ambition. There's no drive. There's no desire to make better of yourself. um, if there's efforts being made, it's just not being made enough, to yield benefits. And it's not enough to just say, well, there's no opportunities. That's not true. All right. um, a lot of people, instead, you'll see people with this scourge, what I call a scourge of, you know leaning up against the wall on the roadside, crushing out weed in your hand middle, that kind of thing. And or just too willing to be indulged in drinking, what they call flasking. um, you know don't have a job, don't have any plans or any vision for the future, but you're flasking and showing off that you can drink the most expensive liquor. Um, those things, I took note of them, you know, and those things are measured against the backdrop of a growing economy that is leaving a lot of people behind because they refuse to make the changes, to adapt and grow, with the changes that I see. You know, Again, you see the changes as you move around. You see business growing. You see investments coming in. A lot of Indians and Chinese are very, very interested in Jamaica as an investment point. They find it very lucrative, and they are moving in. A lot of, we start getting in a lot of Lebanese again. A lot of people may not know, but we do have a nice Lebanese population for well over 100 years. In Jamaica, we have Indian population, and we have all sort of people. But we see investment coming in, and we see investments going up. We see things changing, but then there are those constant that are there, and they take the form of struggles, social and economic struggles for a lot of people that are not moving upward, right? But the country has grown. It has made good connections. It's has good relationship with the rest of the Caribbean, with South America. I see good connections being made with Africa. I was happy with that. I see a lot of African businesses popping up around. I see diplomatic services going on. I think that's very important for a country in the African diaspora to reconnect well with the motherland. Um, I see just a lot of national and international movements that suggest to me that while things are not perfect, but there is growth going on, and the future at least look a little brighter than maybe in previous years, or the outlook, the negative outlook that we sometimes have from just seeing things. All right. So, no, thank you again for watching Wake Up and Live with Bob. I just wanted to give you a little overview in a nutshell of my visiting Jamaica, and my little impression of how things have grown, or have moved forward since the last 2 years I've been there. Thanks again for watching Wake Up and Live with Bob. And if you haven't yet done so, please like, share, subscribe, and tell someone about my videos. Thanks again for watching.